I'm Michaela and welcome back to my channel. Today what we're doing is starting another plant propagation substrate experiment. I made a video like this last fall, I think, and people seemed to really enjoy it but had some suggestions. So now I am taking and implementing those suggestions and doing an even bigger plant propagation experiment. So I have cut up a series of plants and we're going to do 7 different mediums, and I have 3 different plants. So the first one, I have variegated Epipremnum pinnatum, and those are fairly easy to propagate, I've found, but they don't have 100% success rate, pretty much like the other ones that I tried did. I also have Hoya parasitica, and these are fairly easy, but this was the most readily available Hoya cuttings that I have right now, so this is what we're using because I wanted to include a Hoya. And then this is going to be the real test, and this cutting already does not look good, a Monstera Peru. And yeah, a Monstera Peru is probably one of the most difficult to propagate plants for me, other than Monstera standaleyana. So I wanted to include that to just see if one of these is really truly a standout substrate. Alright, so the first substrate we're going to use is sphagnum moss. Our next substrate is perlite. We also have lechuzapon, and I went for the real lechuzapon this time. Next up we have tree fern fiber, and this is going to be my first time using this, and let me tell you, it is pretty expensive, so I hope I like it. Actually, I hope I don't like it because it's expensive. We also have Fluval stratum, and I have an entire video about that. If you want to watch it, I will link it for you. And we have Leca, my least favorite substrate of all time. Nope. And the last one we have is good old-fashioned water. And I'm just using City of Springfield tap water. Okay, so I just have all of them in my little wicker shelf. So they should, if I can keep May out of these, I think it should be about the same conditions here. Oh goodness, but yeah, this, May, dial it back. Hi, I'm Michaela. Oh wait, no, you're already watching this video. So today marks 2 weeks from the day that I put all of these plants for my growing experiment into their pots. So I'm going to be pulling them out today and seeing what is rooting, what is not. I will admit I had to replace 3 of the cuttings the day I put them in because May got into them. So anyway, full disclosure, some of these have been replaced. It was just later that day, so don't remember which ones those were. They may be a little bit behind, but I mean, it's just a day. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and have a look. Okay, we'll just start with the water. Okay, Monstera Peru, no roots in water. So this Hoya is one that I had to replace out of the water. Okay, and we do have a little bit of rootage on there. Let me see, I'm gonna have to pull this up. I'm finding myself really enjoying rooting Hoyas in water. Oh, okay. So the Epipremnum is rooting really well. Now we're going to move on to Leca and the Monstera Peru. Nope, nothing. Oh, oh, oh. No, no. All right, get down. Down. Hey, down. No, no. Down. Down. Good girl. Okay, now we're on to the Hoya in Leca. Nope, nothing at all. Oh, and I can see that from here. If there's anything else. Oh, me messing with this is attracting dogs. My dogs. Okay, next we're gonna look at the tree fern fiber. And I don't see any roots from here, so I'm gonna have to take this one out. Okay, nothing on the Monstera Peru. Okay, so the Hoya, can you, yeah, right there. You can see there is some rootage here in the tree fern fiber. Oh, wow. Not too bad. I don't see any roots on the epiprimnum. In fact, it looks like it's starting to rot. So that doesn't look great. Okay, next we're going to look at the pon. And I'm excited to see what this is doing. I've never tried the real lechuza pon. I've just tried to make my own. And I did not care for it. No surprise, nothing on the Monstera Peru. Looks like maybe something is starting on the Hoya in pon. Okay, we're getting a little bit of root growth starting on the epiprimnum. Nothing here. And you can see a root on top in the Fluval. That one's looking really good. Oh, this cup is messed up. I don't remember that. Huh. Weird. Nothing on the epiprimnum. Okay, nothing on the epiprimnum and perlite. Okay, I can already see some on the Hoya, some roots. Oh wow, it's doing really well. Nothing on the Monstera Peru, surprise. I will be happy if even one of these Monstera Peru cuttings root. They are just the most difficult plant to propagate in my opinion. I will say they have perked up since I put them into the substrates. Oh! Oh! Can you see that? Starting to root a little bit in moss. Cool beans. All right, and the Hoya, nothing on there. And the leaf that was on the epiprimnum came off on this one. And I decided not to, I thought about replacing it, but this is just kind of part of propagation. It doesn't necessarily mean that it isn't going to work if the leaf falls off. There was a little bit of rot, so that's not great, but nothing on there. And I'm not going to replace this one. I'm just gonna leave it like this and we will see what happens. Okay, so that was our 2-week check-in. What was there? One Monstera Peru that had roots, and then a lot of the Hoyas are rooting, and I don't even remember, but you just watched it, so hopefully you will remember. And I'm gonna check on these again in another 2 weeks. Okay, so we have reached the end of this experiment, partially because of May. she can't stay out of these little jars of plants. I don't know what it is, particularly the Leca. So I bet a lot of people's dogs do this, and this is part of the reason I don't use Leca anymore, is because both May and Bernadette think that they're either toys or dog food. So yeah, I think this stuff is the issue. So anyway, it has been, I think 3 weeks from the last time I checked on these, but we did have a casualty yesterday. May got one of these cuttings. It had not rooted yet. I think it probably, hi little May. Hi. I think it would have rooted by now if it were going to, but yeah, this is, oh, can you see her little nose? You are not supposed to be up here. Get down. We're still working on down. clearly. So anyway, yeah, she did kill one. It had not rooted at all though, so it might have, but I'm just letting you know ahead of time. Okay, so we'll start out, I'm gonna change the camera angle. Okay, we're gonna start out with water. This Epiprimnum pinnatum in water rooted really, really well. So I'm happy with it. And yeah, there's a little bud going on there. Okay, so this next one was the Hoya in water. And it rooted really well too. The Monstera Peru in water did not root. That is not necessarily a surprise to me. If you've ever tried to propagate Monstera Peru, it is not easy. I will say this leaf is still like nice and firm. It's not curling or anything, so there's still hope for this one. If you hear a sound, it's May. She's playing with, hopefully, a toy. Yes. Yes, it's a toy. Okay, so now we're moving on to Leca. So this one did root. This is the Epiprimnum in Leca. I will say these are fairly easy to root, so we do have a root on that one. Really good roots on the Hoya in Leca. This is my main gripe with using Leca and Hoyas, is that these little fine roots tend to grow into the Leca and I tear them when I get it off, which, I mean, it happens. It's kind of just a part of growing plants, and roots can regenerate themselves. But if it's a plant that like you're having a really hard time rooting, it just hurts a little to have to tear the roots off. Yeah, see? So I'm gonna do that another time. Let's see if oh, this Monstera Peru in Leca did actually give us some decent roots. That is very exciting. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the tree fern fiber. As we know, this is our casualty here from our lovely little friend May. Okay. So it looks like this Hoya in tree fern fiber started to root and then rotted. And I mean, this is the first time I've ever used tree fern fiber, so okay, looks like there is just a little bit of root starting to form on the Monstera Peru. So that is exciting. But yeah, like I said, this is the first time I've tried to use tree fern fiber. So I didn't really, I don't know, I guess I don't have a lot of experience or any experience trying to grow in it. So I'm not surprised. Okay. So now we're moving into the pond. And yeah, May was pretty interested in this stuff too. Okay, so Epiprimnum did root in pond. Looks like the Hoya also, we've got a lot of good roots from the pond. And nope, nothing from the Monstera Peru. Not a surprise. I'm actually surprised that so far I've even had 2 of them root at all, because I just have such a low success rate with Monstera Peru, which is too bad because it is one of my favorite plants. Okay, so now we're moving on to the Fluval stratum, and looks like we have a little bit of root going on here with the Epipremnum. Not terrible. Okay, and you can definitely see the Hoya roots in Fluval here. Hope you can see those. Yeah, so those are some pretty good roots from the Fluval. And on the Monstera Peru, we have no roots, and the stem is starting to rot, and this leaf has curled up. So as far up as it has rotted, I'm fairly certain I'm not going to save this cutting, so I'm going to toss that one. Okay, now we're doing perlite. We do have a little bit of roots on here. Not bad. And nothing on the Monstera Peru, but the stem is not rotting, but this leaf looks really bad. It's definitely on its way out. And then the Hoya. Yeah, we definitely got some good roots out of that. Okay, and then last but not least, sphagnum moss. This one did not root. Don't know if it is due to the moss or it just not being a good cutting. Because sometimes, I mean, they don't all make it. Not every plant that you cut up is, like, not every cutting will root and make a plant. It has the possibility, but not every single one. Looks like we do have some good roots in moss. I'm just trying to get to this so you can see it. So yeah, really good roots. This Hoya's really easy to root, but it's kind of, it was just the Hoya that I had the most cuttings of. So, oh, looks like we have another Monstera Peru root. Okay, not bad. Oh, look how fuzzy this is. I don't know if you can see it. I hope that it's focused on this, but it's so fuzzy. That is exciting. I am very pleased with how many Monstera Peru roots I got. I'm so surprised. And in, I think, was it Leca and moss that it did the best in? That's really surprising. I thought it was going to be either Pon or Fluval. So yeah, these results are kind of a little bit different than the ones I got the last time I did this experiment. So that is really fascinating. Yeah, these results were a lot different than what I got the last time I did this experiment. So yeah, it just goes to show you really never know. And also, I think water did the best out of all of this. So you really you don't need to waste your money on fancy substrates to propagate plants. You can just use plain old water. And this is tap water. This is not fancy water. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I would love to know what your favorite propagation substrate is in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe and follow me on Instagram at Queen City Tropicals. And I will see you again soon.